What are the best online business ideas for 2023? Well, I'm going to show you them. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus here on business models as opposed to specific niches and things like that, because I think the business model is far more important than what niche you're going after for this particular discussion. So I've been doing this for years, since Al Gore invented the internet. And so I've got a lot of experience playing in a whole bunch of different business models. I'm going to base the recommendations I make to you on several key criteria. The first is, hey, this business has to make money. Ideally, it makes money for you quite quickly. There are a number of business models that you can do that'll make you millions 5 years from now or 2 years from now. But most of us need money a lot faster. And so I'm basing a lot of this on speed to have profits come into your pocket. Isn't that what you want anyway? Next, it has to be something that is stable and defensible. In other words, I want something that can't just go away because the place where you're hosting it decides to no longer give you that business, or something that's easy to be knocked off by other people. I like businesses that I can rely upon still being there 3, 5, 10 years down the road, not just doing $250,000 today, nothing tomorrow. And that happens all the time in some of the worst businesses I'm going to show you. It has to be simple, not something that requires advanced degrees, not something that requires lots of effort, not something that requires lots of technical capabilities to be able to do this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you worst to best, my ranking of a number of key business ideas for 2023. And so what I'm starting with is the ones that I do not recommend. Okay, so these are the worst ones. The worst, by far, in my personal opinion, other than things like spamming operations and things like that, things that are unethical and illegal, those kinds of things, is drop shipping. So what is drop shipping? It's when you buy something from somebody, you sell something, and then you order it from someone to be shipped to that person that you sold it to. Okay. If you don't understand this market, don't bother, because it's something I strongly recommend you not do. Basically, what you're doing here is you're relying upon suppliers who oftentimes are unreliable. Many of them are in China, and so when you order it, it's going to take 30 days, if that, for it to arrive on the front door of the person that you sold it to. You don't want to be in that business. All you do is get complaints. And there's no differentiation in this business because there's 100 other people who are doing the exact same thing with the exact same products. And so the only way that you can compete is through price competition. That's not the kind of business I want to be in. And there's a huge knockoff risk. You can go out and do the very, very best job in the world to create an amazing dropship business, and you could be knocked off tomorrow. In fact, you will be knocked off as soon as you get big enough that people start recognizing that you're making success in this. All right. Second least favorite business is Amazon FBA. So Amazon FBA, and by the way, this is unless it's your own unique product, which also has its challenges. But if you're just doing this business of you go down to Walmart and you buy the things that are on clearance and then you put them up on Amazon, or you've gone and you're buying wholesale from somebody and then putting it up on Amazon for them to sell, it's like, this is not a good business long term. It puts you in, basically, you're constantly in price competition. Somebody else is always more desperate than you. Amazon, as soon as you get real successful, Amazon's going to knock you off. What kind of business do you want to be in where your leading supplier of traffic makes it part of their business model to knock you off and replace your incredibly profitable business with one with their business instead? What kind of business partner is that? Third thing, it's incredibly labor intensive. Most people think it's not, but you've got to bring every single product in, relabel it with your label, and send it out. And there's all kinds of tracking and monitoring and everything else associated with it. So, and the commonality between drop shipping and Amazon FBA is that both of them, most of the time, you're selling commodities. So either it's a commodity that they can buy this same clicker to make their cell phone take a picture from 42 different vendors, or you are a commodity because it's the same product and you're one of those 42 different vendors. Anytime that you are in a business selling commodities, you are at risk. It's a tough business to be in because other people will come in and knock you off. As my rule is, there's always somebody more desperate than you who's willing to charge less than you do. Now, this business of selling commodities is even worse when you are the commodity too. So Amazon FBA, you become the commodity. They've got 42 different vendors who are selling this exact same clicker. You are a commodity. And they can easily shift it from you to somebody else with nothing you did wrong. They just somehow algorithm decides to send it to somebody else. Okay. Third one I do not recommend is the Amazon links business. So this is where you go out and you set up a site on credit cards and you go and you find the top 5 Amazon credit card, the top 5 affiliate credit card programs that pay you the highest commissions. And you write a bunch of content about it, hoping to get those to get to the top of the search engine so that people come click on your link and then you make money from that credit card or whatever it is. Okay. So why? Because number one, you can get cut out. One of the biggest challenges of that part of the affiliate business is that they sit there and they say, wow, this person, we've sent $1.5 million to this person. Why don't we just knock off what he's doing? And they oftentimes do. And they don't consider this to be an unethical business practice. It's just doing business in this world. I strongly don't want to be in a business where the supplier cuts you out. Next, it tends to earn you a lot of attention from the search engines, and that's not in a good way. So you start competing heavily in something that's a heavy affiliate market, you're going to start getting attention and it probably will hurt you. And you're also a commodity. The only thing you have is traffic to your site. And if someone else can get more traffic than you just go away. All right. I can't remember where we are. I think I'm on the 4th least favorite, and that is writing a book. I know I go exactly against everybody who says, write a book, it'll make you rich and famous. Write a book, it'll be a great business card. Write a book and all those things. The key is this: very few people make money from writing a book. There's a huge amount of time that you spend writing that book. You could have done so many other things. And your main partner, your publisher, the one that should be your partner usually doesn't act like one. They expect you to do the marketing for your book. And it's like, wait a minute. That's your job. Now, I will say this. There is one exception. I have someone who specializes in turning your book into a business. You got to have not written that book yet. Well, you've got to not have had that book published yet. But if you're interested in this, let me know in the comments and I'll share that person with you. And they don't take most of the people who apply. Okay. So in other words, I don't like the book writing business. I grew up in publishing. I still don't like the book writing business, with one exception. That is, if you fit the very tight set of criteria that this person does and they help you to build a business, then you can actually turn your business into $250,000 a year, your book into $250,000 a year, a business that comes from that book. Okay, so those were the businesses I don't like. If there's any business on that list that you want to go after, you're probably being sold by somebody who wants to charge you $2,000 to learn how to do it, and you're very likely going to fail because most people don't succeed long term in those businesses. Now, I know the Amazon FBA people are screaming at me right now. No, I've made all this money. Well, yes, you have. But your business could go away tomorrow and you spend an awful lot of time and effort to get there, because not for long will you continue to have the success that you had so far. So now let's turn to the positive side, the businesses that are my favorites that actually work. So I'm going to start with my all-time very best, mostest favoritist business, and that is the information products business. So this is doing things like creating and selling courses, membership sites, high-end programs. Basically what you're doing is you're taking information that you either know or can learn and package it in a way that helps other people to get that information to transform their life in one way or another. Why do I like it? Number one, huge profit margins. Once you built that course, if you sell it to one person, you sell it to 100 people, your price to sell it to 100 people doesn't increase a lot more over selling it to one unless you're particularly advertising for that. Next, it's a lot less work over the long term because once you create it once and develop the funnel for it, then you can just let it operate. Now you're constantly tweaking and improving that, but it's a lot less work long term. And the cumulative effects of your marketing continue to accumulate. So you write content to support this course that you've done. That content always lives there. And when you write more content, it's on top of the old content. Your list that you build to market it, it keeps growing. There's all kinds of cumulative effects that come. Now, it is tough to get started. But once you've got it, it's an amazing business. So what are the keys to success in this information product world? Number one, you got to choose the right products for the right niche. Number two, you got to get good at marketing. You can't do this without getting good at marketing. And number three, you've got to focus on truly serving the people that you are working with. Because unless you're truly serving, they can tell and they will flock away from you. If you're truly serving, they can tell. They will flock towards you. Number two, some kind of online service business where you're selling a service that people really need. Now, I'm not talking about house cleaning, though you can do that. I'm talking about online things like, hey, you'll manage their social media account for them. You'll produce content for them. Maybe you will close sales for them in their business. So the keys in this are, number one, efficiency. You got to get good at doing this stuff quickly and efficiently without losing any quality. Next, you got to get good at selling, and you've got to consistently deliver amazing products that people want to stay with you with. So if you can find something that people really want to have done for them, really hate to do, and are willing to pay you to do it, and can give them a fair price, not necessarily a cheap price, a fair price to do that. And so they say, yeah, I'm willing to have somebody do that for me at this price because I'm unwilling to do that myself. And then you continue to deliver consistently in that, you've got yourself a long-term business. An extension of that is this third piece, which is an agency business. So going from doing that for 10 people to doing that for a whole bunch of people and expanding that, basically what you're doing is you're scaling a service business. So this can be an ad agency, a content or an SEO creation business. Maybe you're managing people's social media, or maybe what you're doing is you're taking a video that they create once and you're carving it up into other things and repurposing it in different things. A traffic leads business is any of these are great agency kinds of businesses. Now, as soon as you get into the agency business, your clientele is probably going to get bigger, which means you're competing against other people who are professional agencies. So you've got to really get good at hiring the right people, at delivering amazing services for people, at selling, and at retention of those clients. These are the keys to doing that agency business well. And another key thing that you need to realize in this is when you do this, you become a manager. So most people who start a content agency because they love writing find very quickly that they're no longer writing, they're managing a staff of writers. If you don't like to manage people, you may want to stay out of the SEO, out of the agency business. Unless you want to put one person in there who also manages people, then you can do your favorite thing. All right. Number 4 is also an extension of the service business. It's Saas. Saas stands for software as a service. So if you currently are working with somebody, an email company where where you have autoresponders and broadcasts, that's a Saas. If you are paying somebody for analytics on your website, that's a Saas. Most Saases, though, are a little bit more technical, and I don't want to get into a long explanation on this. If you understand Saas, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you may want to go research it. The challenge is you either have to be a programmer or you have to work with programmers to make this work, because you're actually you're selling software. Someone's got to program that stuff. So that's software as a service. Now, the keys here is, number one, you got to fulfill a real need in the market. You've got to get good at selling, and you've got to retain them, which is oftentimes done by fulfilling the first one, fulfilling a real need really, really well. Then people stay with you long term. Right. Fifth, and these aren't in any priority order. These are businesses that I really like. Fifth business I really like, content sites. So this is, you're creating amazing content, and then you're monetizing that traffic through ads, through affiliate offers, through courses that you sell, through all kinds of things. I believe this is a wonderful add-on for almost any business, but creating that amazing content is really key in this. And so the keys, number one, don't skimp on content. So a lot of people who start in this go off and hire a bunch of junk writers for very little low amount, who write a bunch of junk content, which doesn't get ranked in the search engine, so they're not getting any traffic, so very quickly they end up failing. So that's a key. You've got to create great content to succeed in this. Number two is SEO skills. You need to get good at figuring out the ins and outs of search engine optimization, because the search engines are going to be the major source of your traffic. You got to get good at playing the game so that you're giving them what they want, so they give you what you want, traffic. And then the third one is monetization skills. You can never sit tight on your monetization. There's always something you can and should be doing differently to improve it. Now, a side journey of this content process is to develop a YouTube channel. Now, the challenge with YouTube, well, the opportunity is it can be quite lucrative if you're good. So if you've got really good, high-ranking viral videos, you just sit there and earn from them month after month after month. But most of the people don't get any good at that, and so they never go there. And you're also always at the mercy of YouTube. They can change their algorithm, and you can literally be here today and nothing tomorrow. It happens all the time in that world. Then number six business I really like is the coaching and consulting business. Basically, here what you're doing is you're helping people get to where they want to go from wherever they are. Now, the challenge of this is it's time bound. You've only got a certain number of hours in the day, and so you can only take a certain number of clients. And so one thing that's really important here is that you can't be an inexpensive supplier of this. You cannot go in and compete on price in the coaching business if you want to succeed in this, because very quickly what you do is you attract all those people who don't want to pay a lot for coaches, and pretty soon you literally have a 9-to-5 job or a 9-to-9 job just doing that coaching, getting paid very little, and you don't really have a business. You just bought yourself a job. The keys here: deliver results, get good at selling, and hey, you may want to price at a premium level. Why? Because you're delivering results. If you're really changing their lives, they're willing to pay a higher amount for you. So those are my 6 favorite online businesses. I like them a lot. Now, each one of them could easily bring in 100,000 plus. Now, if you're after a multi-million-dollar business, some of these business models may not be the right business models for you. This is designed for people who want to make $100,000 to $1 million in a year. Any one of the 6 I showed you could easily bring in 100,000 plus in the next year if you do it right. Now, I want you to notice this was high level. I didn't tell you go after this niche, do this specific product. What I gave you was specifically high-end business models. And now there are many sub-business models that you can pursue on these things. So if you're in the content business, you could go, there's 15 different versions of content businesses. And there are many different niches that are underneath each one of these that you could take this high-end business model and apply it to this niche or that niche or another niche. And so all of those apply. I suggest you avoid that first group, the first group of whatever it was, 5 different businesses that I said, these are not a good idea. And I gave you the reasons why. why, and go for that second group where I said, these are the 6 businesses I like, and here's why, I strongly suggest you go after that. But the key thing I want to point out here is this. I did not tell you to go buy trainings in any one of these, because action is the key. It's not paying someone to coach you. It's not paying somebody to help you do that business. It's taking action. Now, I'm not going to say that paying somebody to train you how to do that won't cut months, sometimes even years out of the process. But I didn't tell you to go buy a bunch of products, okay? Just be careful with that. And then what you do is you take action, you put something in the market, and then you improve as you progress. So it's that improvement process that works. Now, here's the thing that's going to happen. You will have frustrations as you do any of these business models, and you're probably going to fail a couple of times in this process. But I can be a little blunt with you. That's your execution. The business any of those 6 businesses, the business is sound. It's how you execute it that may be less than sound. So my question for you is this. What's your favorite business model? Why don't you put that in the chat? I'd love to see what it is. No links. Don't promote anything. Just tell me what your favorite business model is. And I'll give you my thoughts on that. Okay? Let me know your thoughts. Has this been valuable to you? This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.